Welcome, everyone, to this recorded UROC info session specifically for our summer research programs, but we'll also sprinkle in some information about our internship opportunities. If you're interested in following us on Instagram, that's probably the best way to get some cool information or connect with alumni or current participants. Follow us at Merced UROC, all one word. And the best way to contact us is through our general email, uroc@ucmerced.edu. To introduce ourselves, I'll pass it over to Aaliyah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaliyah McGuire. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I am a program coordinator with the UROC office.
And my name is Diana Hernandez Garcia. I'm also program coordinator. Other staff in our team that are critical to our mission is Madeline Bird. She's our events and media specialist. Our newly acquired equity advisor, Alyssa Garcia. Our assistant director, Valerie Anderson, and our director, Jorge Arroyo. And so we all come together to support our UROC initiatives and programming, and we're all located in the Student Services Building 230 Suite. So a little bit about UROC and what our mission is on campus is fostering access to faculty-mentored research and academic internship opportunities for undergraduate students in all disciplines and all majors. And this comes with structured support training with the purpose of preparing you for graduate school and future careers. So if you're wondering why research or doing internships are important, let's talk about some of the benefits. On the first row, we have the academic benefits that you'll see as far as participating in some experiential learning opportunity. Number one is your increase in confidence in yourself. So as you get to put into practice your academic knowledge and skills into a project or internship outside of the classroom, your confidence in your ability to achieve will increase. And the next we see peer support. So along with faculty and program supervisors, you'll have the opportunity to create community and network with other peers from the program that are going through a similar experience, and you'll get to connect and become a peer support unit. And on the last two on the first line, as we've noticed our students that go through different experiential learning opportunities, their connection to the knowledge and the academic discipline that they're studying improves their GPA because they become much more excited into what they're learning about. And that goes hand in hand with graduation and retention rates. The more that you connect with the faculty or the materials that you're learning in the classroom, the more it improves your outlook in graduating with your bachelor's degree and being able to move on to your future academic or career goals. And on the second line, we see the professional benefits that students can obtain from completing an opportunity like this, and that includes networking skills. So similar to peer support, and networking skills are super important in the sense that you are connecting with faculty or graduate students or staff and other students and being able to add them into your network. These people can become critically important in supporting you in your future goals. And so starting now as an undergraduate student is a great benefit. The second one is building your resume or CV. So this type of experience, whether it's doing research or completing an internship, starts to build up your resume as an undergraduate student, and then any of the opportunities that come afterwards. So whether it's presenting your research or attending a national conference, these are things that you can add into your resume and build up your skills. And for the last benefit, certainly not least, is putting into practice the scientific method in the research that you're conducting. So whether that is you start with a question that maybe nobody has answered yet, or starting with a question in order to gather the information that is out there and figuring out where the gaps of knowledge are. And it'll come with twists and turns, right? Maybe it'll lead to more questions, maybe to just some best practices or future research opportunity, or you'll end up with a very definite answer to that question that you started with and some concrete conclusions. And that all comes into being able to apply that knowledge and information that you've gathered into real world application. And being able to be a part of the expansion of knowledge as an undergraduate student sets you up in a way that you are better prepared for graduate school and beyond. Under our UROC umbrella, we have the academic internship programs that we want to highlight, and this includes the UC Center Sacramento, UCCS, and the University of California, Washington program, or UCDC. These two programs allow students the opportunity to spend a semester either in Sacramento or Washington, D.C. to complete internships At Sacramento, there's also a research component, and it's open to all majors, and it's open during the academic year with the inclusion of summer for UC Center Sacramento only. UCDC is only in the fall and spring. If you're interested in learning more, scan those QR codes or find us at our respective websites for more information. And so for our summer research programs, here's an overview so you can kind of see how each program fits into our UROC umbrella. And so we'll start with the STEM research programs. And that includes the Joint Genome Institute, the UC Leeds program, and the Lewis Stokes Camp program. We also have the undergraduate research in the humanities, or UROC-H, for humanities research only. And for all discipline research, we have the Summer Undergraduate Research Fellowship, or SURF, and our Summer Opportunity for Advanced Research, or SOAR. And so as we dive into what SURI is all about, in the next slide, we'll also drill down to each program and the details of each program so you can better decide which opportunity is best fit for you. Aaliyah.
Thank you so much, Diana, for that great overview of what our office does, some of the programs we have available, and generally what we hope to provide to UC Merced students. So now you've seen the overview of our programs. Let's get a little more in depth in terms of the eligibility requirements for the various programs you just saw the logos for. It's very important as you begin your application, you know which program you are most eligible for or most fits your aspirations or goals. But before we get into all of that, there are program standards that all UROC scholars are eligible for and or we expect to upheld. So as you know, each of the programs gets funneled into our Summer Undergraduate Research Institute, or SURI. This itself is a 9-week summer program during which you will be conducting your summer research project alongside a faculty mentor you have made a connection with and an agreement to work on their project. This coming summer, 2024, the dates for SURI will be June 3rd through August 2nd, so you get a bit of a break at the end of the academic year and again right before the next academic year starts. So it's not all doom and gloom, just working on your research project all of the time. Additionally, every scholar is compensated $3,500 of a stipend direct deposit to you in exchange for your good work participating in our summer curriculum, attending workshops, and of course for completing your research project and presenting it at the end of the summer. Speaking of the curriculum, we are invested in you not only as an up-and-coming researcher, but also as a person. You have goals and things you want to do after you leave our campus, and so we want to make sure you're prepped with those by exposing you to graduate and professional development workshops so you can make informed decisions about what you'd like to do post-graduation. As I just said, every student will also present the good work that they did during SURI at our annual summer symposium via poster or oral presentations. This is a great opportunity. It's a symposium that is open to the public, the greater campus community. Bring friends, family, anyone you want to see the culmination of your work. One last major eligibility requirement is that for all programs, if you would like to participate in summer 2024, you must not graduate prior to the fall of 2024. This is for a couple different reasons. Chiefly, there's additional funding as well as development, conference travel opportunities that we offer students into the academic year post their summer experience, and we want to make sure that you are getting the most out of being a UROC scholar. So for summer 2024, you must not graduate prior to fall of 2024. But sometimes students want to see, well, what does it look like to live the day in a life of a UROC scholar? Here is a mock schedule of what you can expect your week to look like if you are accepted into one of our programs. So as you can see on specific days, Sunday and Wednesday, you do have assignments related to that curriculum I mentioned about learning about graduate school and professional development opportunities, and those will be due twice a week. You'll notice that in green, the majority of your time, yes, if you are not working on your assignments or perhaps resting or attending a field trip or in workshops, the expectations is that you are doing your research. The actual hours and logistics and location for how you are performing your research tasks will be something decided between you and your faculty mentor upon acceptance into the program. There should also be some time to be meeting with said faculty mentor and any other lab mates or project mates that you have working on the project alongside you. And on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, typically around half the day, either the morning or the afternoon, on this schedule it is in the morning, you will be in workshops led by graduate mentors who will be working alongside you, helping to grade your assignments and offering their expertise. So we do expect you to meet with them one-on-one as well sometime during the week. As I mentioned, it's not all work all the time. You do get to play. We have a variety of social events scheduled and peppered in throughout the summer, as well as optional field trips that you are able to sign up for and have a getaway for the day as well. So this is a general gist of what a UROC Scholars Week would look like. Now let's get into the details of what the program eligibility requirements and what they offer students are. The first I will be covering is the UROC-H Program, or undergraduate research in the humanities. This program majorly focuses on students studying in the following disciplines. This is because we really want to highlight humanistic, qualitative research, which isn't something that gets a lot of attention a lot of the time. So if any of you are studying or wish to do research in anthropology, critical race and ethnic studies, global arts, history, literature, or any language, media and writing studies, public health, and sociology, you are eligible to do research under UROC-H. Additionally, UROC-H students are eligible to participate in research clusters at the same time that you would be applying to the program. Faculty are also submitting applications stating, here's my research project, here's how many students I need, and that information is organized and provided to you so you can have a list to choose from if you would like to be part of a research cluster for this type of qualitative humanistic research. Additionally, you also have the opportunity to apply for academic year funding well beyond the scope of the summer. Here are a couple of scholars who participated in UROC-H our most previous summer, as well as their abstract titles, so you can get a sense of what kind of research a UROC-H scholar would do. If you'd like to learn more, stay tuned to the end of the presentation so you can learn where you can find their contact info or more details about their projects. The next program we'll be discussing is the California Alliance for Minority Participation. This program is a statewide initiative funded by the National Science Foundation for particularly underrepresented minority students. What does this mean for you? It does mean if you are interested in camp, you must identify in one of the following racial or ethnic categories. If you have any concerns about that, please feel free to reach out. Additionally, research must be conducted in a science, technology, engineering, or mathematics discipline, or STEM. So these two are the major requirements for camp, as well as, due to the funding source, U.S. citizenship or permanent residency is also required, as it is a federally funded program. If you are eligible for camp, it's a great opportunity for, again, underrepresented minoritized students interested in doing STEM research to be part of a nationally recognized program that offers you support well beyond your bachelor's experience, particularly funding if you would like to go to graduate school in the future. It is statewide, so there's also opportunity to meet faculty, students, and staff from across the UC system at the Camp Annual Symposium each year. And these are just a few of the opportunities available to camp scholars on our campus. And again, here are just a few previous camp scholars as well as their abstract titles for you to peruse and get an idea of what kind of research is being done by students on this campus who are in the camp program. Moving on from that, our next program is in association with the camp program, so do keep in mind the same eligibility requirements, or almost all of the same eligibility requirements do apply. The JGI, or Joint Genome Institute, is actually a unique partnership between the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, the Department of Energy, and of course the UC Merced campus. In particular, what makes JGI unique is that this research is not conducted on site here at the campus. Instead, chosen scholars will be conducting their research in person at the national labs in Berkeley, California, so they will move there for the summer. Additionally, the projects associated with this program have a heavy emphasis on utilizing coding, data science, and biology knowledge to support JGI's overall mission involving sustainable energy. So, what does that mean? It does mean that students with an understanding in microbiology or genomics, the ability to analyze large data sets, or to code, particularly in Python, will be given a higher priority in terms of the application process. It does say previous research experience, but again, if you have any experience in the skills I just listed, this will make a really good choice for students. And again, here are a couple of students as well as their abstract titles for previous JGI scholars. And now I'll be passing it back to Diana so she can begin to talk about some of the programs she oversees.
Thank you, Aaliyah. So yes, we will move on to the last STEM-only program. So this is the University of California Leadership Excellence Through Advanced Degrees, or UC LEADS. This program is for research in STEM disciplines only, and it's a 2-year summer program. And that means that you must have at least fall semesters left after your first summer. So for the application to start for summer of 24, you must not graduate sooner than fall of 25. With this 2-year program, the first summer you conduct research at UC Merced with the UC Merced faculty mentor. And for your second summer, you get to network and connect with the faculty in another UC campus. And in between those 2 summers, we have the support for academic year awards for you to continue doing research or complete a different project during the academic year. Because UC LEADS is a system-wide program, we also have our annual symposium where the various students from each UC campus come together to present their research from the summer. There's judging involved, and it's a great way for you to network and meet students in the program from across our system. UC LEADS also comes with support for students to submit their abstract and be selected to present at a national conference or professional society meeting. And so definitely take advantage of those opportunities to be able to network, travel, and learn about research and professional development in those events. Here are 2 examples of students in the UC LEADS program from this past summer. We have Patrick Park, who was an applied math major. His research was on modeling infectious disease spread. And we have Mabel Espinoza, who's a civil engineering major, and her research was on the social life cycle passment of strawberry production in the Central Valley. And in that image there, they were both accepted to present at the National Diversity in STEM conference, and they were both awarded for their presentation. So big kudos to them. We're very proud of them. And our next program, so now we're entering into the programs that are open for all disciplines, with the first one being the Summer Undergraduate Research Fellowship, or SURF program. This program is funded by the Division of Undergraduate Education, and it's our biggest cohort because it is open to all majors, and it definitely provides opportunities for students that might not have a home in a different program under the UROC umbrella. And so it's interdisciplinary, open to any area of research. It can be qualitative, quantitative, or mixed methods approach. And it also comes with the support for students to go to conferences and travel for them to present their research in those same events. And here are some examples of SURF scholars and their abstract titles. So I have Carla Ramirez, who's an economics major. Her research was on exploring the interplay between COVID-19 and employment in California, unraveling the next steps if it reoccur. And Carla actually also submitted her abstract to present at SACNAS and was accepted. And so she also participated in the National Diversity in STEM Conference, which is great. I also have Dylan Jong, who's an environmental engineering major. And his research was on the mental stability and relationship between anxiety and cynical work performance. And last but not least, as an example, we have Viridiana Hernandez, who's a computer science and engineering major, and her research was on the pre-existing racial biases, chatbots, and public services. And now I'll pass it over to Aaliyah.
Thank you again, Diana, for passing it back. Last program we're going to be talking about is actually SOAR, as she mentioned. So SOAR is unique in that it's only for UC Merced undergrad students who are already advanced in their research. So what does this mean? This typically means that SOAR students are those who are gearing up to graduate, they're in their last year, or they have successfully done research perhaps during the academic year, Often they've already done research during a different SURI summer and are wanting to come back to continue to get funded, and most importantly, to get final versions of their graduate school portfolio or perhaps their resume. They're getting ready to apply for jobs. They're really thinking about, I need to know what I'm doing, and I need to have actionable items and documents ready for post-graduation. That is typically who is in the SOAR program. If that sounds like you and you're thinking of applying, do know that something else that sets apart SOAR students is that unlike the remaining programs that we've talked about thus far, the SOAR application will require that you already have a project or faculty mentor confirmed and underway right on the application. So if you do not already have an abstract title, a faculty mentor, and a project in progress, then SOAR may not be the best program for you to apply for. Additionally, there are a couple other components on the application that we'll talk about on the next slide. And here are a few SOAR abstract titles from previous SOAR students on the screen for your perusal. Ta-da! Okay, so let's talk about the application window. The application window for all of the programs that we have just discussed is actually open now. It opened November 1st and will remain so until January 30th at midnight, or 11:59 PST in particular. Each of the programs, as we have just mentioned, are all on one application. So it is your job to know what you are most eligible for, what you would like to be considered for, and select that on the one application, and it will all go through together. Speaking of that application, what might you need in order to successfully apply? Here is a checklist of what you will need to successfully submit a UROC application to any of the programs that you have just learned about. The first is to identify and then list on the appropriate section of the application 3 faculty-led research projects or titles being conducted that you are interested in. What does this mean? You do not need to reach out to these faculty. This is not you confirming what you'll be doing in the summer. It's more you doing due diligence and performing a little bit of research on your own to figure out what is research being done on the campus and how can I start getting my brain geared to think about it, because you will be asked to in the spring term if you are accepted. We'll talk about that item a little bit on the next slide. Additionally, our program does require at least 1 letter of recommendation. If you intend to apply to SOAR, you will need 2 letters of recommendation. Ideally, we'd love to see these come from faculty or perhaps a TA, someone who can speak to your experience and prowess in your academic life in the classroom, because doing research is a highly academic environment. So we want to see where have you been and who can vouch for you in those environments. Having said that, if you don't feel like you have someone who can represent you really well in that sphere of your life, we can also accept letters of recommendation from community college teachers or professors, from supervisors, someone who can speak well to your work ethic, to your aspirations, to your goals, etc. You'll also need an updated copy of your CV or resume, as well as an unofficial copy of your academic transcripts that you can easily attain on your own. There is an essay requirement on our applications, 2 to be exact. They are 600 words maximum. You do not need to use all 600 words. That is just the max amount of space that you have, as well as in general what the prompts will ask of you. 1 is to talk about how your personal background has helped shape your decision to obtain a graduate degree. And of course, the second is, why are you interested in this specific research program? Why do research with UROC or with UC Leeds or with UROC-H? Why do research at all? That's the nature of that question. SOAR actually has a supplemental question that is related to the nature of the research project you propose on your application. If you do not apply to SOAR, you will not see that third supplemental essay question. Okay, so now let's talk about the identify 3 faculty-led research checklist item. Where could you go to look to cold approach finding research on this campus. Here is one way in which you are able to do so. Just like you are undergrad students here studying to get your bachelor's degree, we also have graduate students on our campus studying to get their master's or their PhD. These students are taught by faculty who, you might have guessed, are able to conduct research on this campus, as well as act as potential mentors to you as undergrads. So we can actually go through the graduate division website, which you can find by going to the direct URL, graduate division at UC Merced, or just Googling UC Merced graduate division UC Merced, or some combination thereof. Once you are on this website, you can hover over prospective students, where you will see a drop down that you'll want to click our programs from. From here, you'll see a list of all of the master's, PhD, graduate degrees available on our campus. You will notice that they are not always one-to-one for every single undergraduate major. So if you're confused, probably pick the most likely category that is closest to what you're interested in studying or something you're curious about. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and do mechanical engineering, right? We have a master's and PhD program. Let's say I'm an ME student. I'm interested in conducting research. Who's doing research in ME on our campus? I can click mechanical engineering and scroll down to the brochure, which should be the second or third link on this new page. I'll go ahead and click that. And what I'm interested in here is the section that says our faculty, because this will give you a list, there you go, of the faculty or professors or PhDs who are on the campus right now conducting research in the subject that you are interested in. If you're lucky and that website is kept well, they'll actually even have little blurbs about here are this particular person's research interests. So if you're interested in plasma science, or you're interested in heat transfer or drones, you can scroll through and see like, oh yeah, would I want to do research in that? Is that interesting to me, etc., etc. Once you've identified someone who you think sounds like a good person to potentially work with, or their research catches your eye, you can actually click on their website. Not all of them are the most upkept, but it should give you a little bit of more information about that person, where they've been to school, and of course, their research interests as well. That is all you need in order to successfully meet that checklist item on our application. So, as we mentioned, a little recap, how do we identify 3 faculty-led research projects on the campus? You're going to go to the grad div website for UC Merced, hover over prospective students, and click our programs. From there, you'll see a list of graduate degrees offered. Select the one that is most closely aligned with what you are studying or what you're interested in studying. Click brochure, click our faculty, and that should take you to a list of the faculty on our campus who are doing research in that subject and should be able to take on undergraduate students. It is not a comprehensive list. It may not be fully updated. So you may know of someone who's willing or able to take on students that isn't on this list. You are still able to put them on your application. This is just a good cold approach for who could I potentially work with. Now, with having said all of that, what can you do now? Well, the application is open. I highly suggest you just go ahead and click through it, see what questions you'll be asked, see what materials you'll need, so you can start thinking about, oh, okay, what am I going to do to make sure I can finish this successfully by the deadline? Look at faculty and their research. Even if the people that you list on your application now don't end up becoming your faculty mentor, it's still a good habit to get into, to put yourself in the mind of a researcher, to learn how to network, to learn how to talk to faculty, which are very important skills in the realm of research. Go to your office hours and talk to your TAs, talk to your professors about the nature of their research, or if they've heard of a lab or a project that's looking for students. That is 9 times out of 10 a much more successful approach than cold emailing, for example. Go ahead and connect with other undergraduate students. All of those students that we listed per program, most of them are still here on this campus, and you can reach out to them, ask them about their UROC summer experience, about what it was like to apply, about the trips that they've been on, how presenting was. They are available for that. And if we've learned anything, students listen to students far more than any of us. And then just work on the basic materials, dust off your resume, make sure it's updated, and then of course, finish the semester strong. Like I said, if you are interested in connecting to previous scholars, on our website under our annual summer symposium tab, we do keep a booklet of all of the scholars who participated each summer, as well as their abstract titles and their abstracts themselves. So you can read a little more description about what the project that they worked on was. These booklets go back to, I think, 2015. Not all of them are as pretty as this one, but it is available and it is public information. And that brings a formal end to our information session. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. I hope you've learned something new. I hope you're interested in research and you know a little bit more about what it would take to apply to be a UROC scholar for the summer. If you have any questions or concerns, again, my name is Aaliyah McGuire. I am a program coordinator specifically for the program logos you see listed under my name. And with me is my colleague, Diana, who again is a program coordinator specifically for the programs listed underneath her name. You're welcome to reach out to either of us about any of the programs or the application process if you feel like you just have a general question. Again, the general UROC@UC Merced email is a great way to reach anybody who would be able to answer those concerns. Follow us on Instagram for really cool updates about what we're doing, about upcoming events, about updates to the application. And if you ever want to visit us in person, feel free to do so. We are located in the Student Services Building, second floor, Suite 230 at the back of campus. And if nothing else, I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and good luck on your applications.